Hello champions, welcome to F1 Legends. In today's video we will talk about who was Niki Lauda and we will tell you about his legend. Before we start, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment to continue supporting the channel and to keep growing. Now let's begin. Andrea Nicolaus Lauda, or better known as Niki Lauda, was born in Vienna, Austria on February 22nd of 1949. Lauda was born into a wealthy family and grew up as a businessman until in 1968, against the decision of his whole family, he became a racing driver to pursue the glory. The same year, Lauda began his career by entering the Formula D Championship. The following year, in 1969, he entered Formula 3 driving the McLaren F3V. Then in 1970, he tried endurance category but without much success. In 1971, he had to convince the bank to give him a loan to continue with his career. At this point, it was all or nothing for the Austrian driver, since he had to be successful to repay the bank. The same year, he reached Formula 2 with March Engineering Team, where he ran 9 races and only obtained 8 points, giving him a 10th place in the Drivers' Championship. At the end of 1971, he drove his first Formula 1 Grand Prix with the same team. The following year, in 1972, he didn't have good results in F1 or F2, but he won the British Formula 3000 Drivers' Championship with exceptional results, only running 4 races in which he got a victory and 3 more podiums. In 1973, he raced the full season of Formula 1 with VRM alongside Clay Regazzoni. Although they did not get good results, Lauda showed his real value and talent. He impressed very important people. The year 1974, where Niki Lauda's legendary run into history began. That year, Enzo Ferrari signed Clay Regazzoni and asked him what Mr. Lauda was like, and if it was a good idea to sign him. After the good reference that Clay Regazzoni gave to Mr. Ferrari, he immediately signed him. And so, Niki Lauda joined the legendary Prancing Horse squad, Scuderia Ferrari. But not like any driver. Since Ferrari had a poor start at the beginning of the 70s decade, Niki Lauda made it clear that the car was bad in performance. There's a lot to be done, he said. He is the one of the few drivers that had the courage to attack in that way to Ferrari. But thanks to the technical assistance and the incredible driving of Lauda, Ferrari was able to recover. In his debut with the team, he got a second place in the Argentinian Grand Prix, and then he got his first victory in the Spanish Grand Prix, also getting Ferrari's first victory since 1972. Lauda and Ferrari set the pace of the championship, and even got 6 pole positions consecutive, but due to the lack of reliability and inexperience, they were unable to win the championship. That season, Ferrari finished second in the Constructors' Championship with 3 wins and 12 podiums. Lauda got 4th place in the Drivers' Championship with 2 victories, 5 podiums and 6 pole positions. The 1975 was a season that would mark the history of the Formula 1. Lauda and Ferrari did not go beyond the 5th place in the first 4 races of the season, but then they improved and won 4 of the next 5 races of the championship. And then, thanks to their consistency, he managed to secure the championship 2 races before the end. Due to the advantage he had, he was already unreachable by half point, but even so, he got another podium and took the victory on the last race of the season in the United States Grand Prix. In the 1976 season, Lauda won 4 of the first 6 races, getting 2 second places in the other 2. After the 9th race of the season held at Brands Hatch circuit, Niki already had 61 points, more than the double of his pursuer. The Drivers' Championship was practically assured, until a day arrived that would mark Niki Lauda for life. August 1st, 1976, the 10th round of the season, a race that was held for the legend, who suffered a terrible accident before the Bergwerk turn at Nürburgring, where he got very serious burns and was on the verge of death when his Ferrari caught on fire after the accident. But 3 drivers stopped to help him, to whom Lauda later gave a gold watch as a thank you gift. Despite his injuries, he returned to the track just 6 weeks later for the Italian Grand Prix. But during his enforced absence, his rival James Hunt tied up the championship. Lauda entered the last race of the season, the Japanese Grand Prix, with only 3 points difference over James Hunt, but that day it was raining dangerously over the track, and Niki Lauda only did 2 laps and retired, since he stated that it was very dangerous to run like this. He did not feel safe because of the accident in Germany. The accident occurred in similar conditions, and his rival, James Hunt, led the race until a puncture made him lose positions. But Hunt's job began. He made the race of his life to reach the 3rd place, which was worth him to be world champion by 1 point. Mr. Enzo Ferrari was furious at the retirement of Lauda, since he threw away the Driver Championship. The 1977 season, Lauda won comfortably, but he announced that he would leave the Italian team because it was a difficult year in the garage, since there was still tension within it, due to what happened at the end of the last season. Lauda finished the season with 3 wins and 10 podiums, and the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. In 1978, he joined the Brabham team, but did not have much success. He only obtained 2 victories and 2 podiums, and the other races were retired due to the lack of reliability of the car. In 1979, things got worse. The engine of that year was less reliable than the previous year. At the Canadian Grand Prix, Lauda informed the team owner Bernie Ecclestone his wish to retire immediately, as he did not want to keep driving in circles. Lauda, who had founded a charter airline, returned to Austria to pursue it full-time. 3 years later, in 1982, Lauda felt the flame and the passion for racing again, and returned with Mclaren. After a successful initial test, there was still a problem, that the sponsor of the team, Marlboro, did not trust the Austrian's driver capability, but still they gave him a chance. In the 3rd race of that same year, Lauda won the Long Beach Grand Prix, making it clear that he can still race at a high level. He finished the season with 2 wins and 3 podiums. The next season, in 1983, he was never the first to see the checker flag, but he did get 2 podiums and a pole position. In the 1984 season, Lauda had a strong battle for the title against his teammate Alain Prost, in which he emerged champion by only half point. That same year was the last title for Niki Lauda, the year in which he achieved 5 victories and 9 podiums. The 1985 season was his last as a racing driver, and it was a difficult season as he retired in 11 of the 14 races of the season. He ran that season as he broke his wrist in the free practice at the Belgian Grand Prix, forcing him to miss the race and the European Grand Prix at Brands Hatch. That season he won only in the Dutch Grand Prix, the last Legends victory with Mclaren, defending of a fierce Alain Prost. After his retirement in 1993, he joined Ferrari as a technical advisor. At Ferrari, they asked him how to end the team's role, and Lauda immediately replied, "Hire Michael Schumacher." And Michael arrived in 1996 and brought a team of engineers from Benetton, led by Ross Brown. Although they had to wait a few years because at the end of the 90s there were better cars on the grid, The result was an absolute success, since they swept from 2000 to 2004. Between 2001 and 2002, he was director of Jaguar Racing Team. He was fired at the end of 2002 along with 70 other employees. From 2012 until his death, he was a technical advisor for Mercedes and bought 10% of the shares of the German company. It was also Niki Lauda who convinced Lewis Hamilton to join Mercedes in 2013, which was a complete success. Lauda passed away on May 20, 2019, at the age of 70, in Zurich, Switzerland. His death was a great loss for motorsport, and Lewis Hamilton paid tribute to him by winning the 2019 Monaco Grand Prix in a brilliant way. Undoubtedly a great legend of our sport. Well champions, that's all for today's video. I hope you like it and give the channel a lot of support to continue growing and making better quality content. Leave a like, a comment and subscribe to the channel so that the YouTube algorithm helps us. See you next time, have a happy day, see you later champ.